Thanks to Greg at EgoSoft for providing me with the keys to the X4 Tides of Avarice, Cradle of Humanity, and Split Vendetta expansions. Space. It's pretty big, and there's a lot of it. These are the voyages of Captain Sokka. My mission? To start with one ship and 10,000 credits, and make a name for myself. Will I trade? Will I fight? I don't know. But join me, won't you? This is X4, a roleplay series. All right, Miss Nakano, this is it. I cannot go with you, but I need you to drop those Marines off at the Earl King, and please be careful. So yes, indeed, everyone, if we were to look at the boarding, we have 66 veterans and 40 recruits with 3,372 boarding strength against a 932 boarding resistance. The only question is, how do we want to approach? We could disable the turrets or target the turrets, and let's do with a very weak. That way they will not approach until the turrets are completely destroyed. And as far as the infiltration plan, there's a high risk to Marines, but that is time to breach the target. So once we get the turrets down, they'll go in and spend some time trying to break through that hull. But it's a low risk of damaging the target, and that's kind of what we need here. All right, so let's get ready to rumble. Marines of the Tiger's Claw, I come to you again as your CEO, asking you to perform military duties. There is an experimental ship that was stolen by the Vigor Syndicate, and we are going to acquire it back. It's going to be big, and it's going to be difficult, but I believe in all of you. Let's get it done, folks. So as you can see, we have 66 veteran Marines led by Neil Hong, a 3-star Marine, which is more experienced than their most experienced Marines, and we are sending everyone, including the few Marines that we had on the King. So a total of 106 Marines are going to be making shipfall. Let's get it done. Miss Keppel, there's nothing we can do. Miss Nakano is on her own. Let's go. Start that operation. Indeed. So we will not be on the Tiger's Claw when that happens, but our little scout ship at the Eclipse Vanguard might be trying to pick off those turrets by itself. We'll watch it and see. We may just tell it to come back if it starts taking a whole lot of damage. Looking at the information for this ship and the loadout, we see that it's got a medium bolt turret and a pulse turret, and that's about it. The rest of it is just, one defense drone and some laser towers. So as long as we do not upset that station, we should be okay. Not even the laser towers are firing. Mr. Slammer and the Gumption's Gambit is going ahead. Let's go live with the Gumption's Gambit. External view, if you please. And Gumption's Gambit going in, and this is where we're going to have to sort of watch from the distance until the Tiger's Claw comes in. Be careful, Mr. Slammer. And there is the Earl King coming into view. Mr. Slammer lining it up, no good. Other fighters should be on their way as well. So we'll see that fighter support try to take out those couple of turrets while we wait for Miss Nakano to make the approach. There's some good fighter support. Hopefully the Gumption's Gambit will be okay here. Let's actually make sure his turrets are still on. I need to take a look at that. Information here, and yeah, the turrets are on. How about attack all enemies? How about that, Mr. Slammer? Hopefully they focus on those turrets as instructed. Tiger's Claw is on approach, and we still really haven't upset anybody. All right, 1 out of the 2 turrets are down. That's an unauthorized kill, and we're at plus 11. So it's a good thing that Lydia has spent some time, doing some trading around here. So if we do take it, it'll be no harm, no foul, I imagine. All right, turrets are down. boarding pods are coming, and because we have the Marines set to go right away, we'll go ahead and tell those fighters to all dock up. So Tiger's Claw, Alpha Group, select group, and then remove all orders, and they should be returning back to the Tiger's Claw. Let's go live to the Tiger's Claw here on approach. And now that the turrets are gone, as soon as the Tiger's Claw gets there, the Marines should launch. And there's Mr. Slammer landing the Gumption's Gambit on the Tiger's Claw. Now other fighters are coming in, and we see the silhouette of the Earl King in the distance. Hopefully, their turrets stayed down, but we will see. I don't want to launch the fighters. We'll let the Tiger's Claw turrets take care of them. Since there are only two, we shouldn't be facing really any resistance from the outside. And Tiger's Claw is now opening fire on those turrets with their turrets. Hopefully we can disable them before pods are launched. The pods are still holding fast on the Tiger's Claw. You can see them sort of nuzzling on up in close proximity. With this external view, I can't really rotate the camera, but it does look like we're doing some decent damage on those turrets. And really no damage to the actual shields of the Earl King itself. So either we are really accurate or we're not really getting through. There is one turret destroyed, it does seem.
Pod launched. Moving to target.
All right, there go the Marines. So for now, what I think I will do is I will tell the Tiger's Claw to disarm its turrets, because there's no need to really shoot at it anymore. Pods are going to make it, it seems. And we will just watch and wait and look at that crew for the Earl King and see exactly how powerful we are in the grand scheme of things.
Acknowledged.
Steady. Contact. Making preparations to breach. Go! Move it! You are free to engage.
Be prepared for combat encounters.
All right, free to engage.
Safe to engage.
That's what I like to hear, everyone. Down to 284. Let's actually sort of watch this in real time as well.
We've secured several sections. Moving on.
So we've lost 5 veterans so far, but they're down to 414. We're still at 3,163. It is indeed safe to engage. We lost another veteran, 4 recruits.
We're pushing through. Lots of resistance.
Now this is a lot of resistance. I will agree with you on that one. All right, Marines are still feeling pretty smug, it looks like. 232 crew left. 197 on that boarding strength compared to 2,800. 2,700, 13, and 13, so an even spread.
An update.
I have a team working on bypassing a lockdown.
Yeah, I would rather lose the recruits than the veterans, if you please. 15 and 14 looks like a pretty even spread, but they're down to 207. Crew, 143 boarding resistance. I hope we got their main Marines down. I think that will help this process quite a bit. All right, it's 68 versus 175. I think we've pretty much lost all of our veterans at this point, unfortunately. It's going to be a slog, I think, to get this done. They're down to 169 or 167 defending crew versus 64. All right, new reinforcements coming in from the Tiger's Claw. 30 veterans down. It makes me wonder if these recruits are promoting up as they're fighting or if they're going to stay recruits until after the combat encounter. But luckily, the Tiger's Claw was there ready to drop off more Marines. 60 versus 139. We almost have them down 2-1. All right, got them down 2-1. So our odds of it are improving for sure. We lost 40 veterans and 15 recruits, so the veterans have taken the brunt of it for sure. There'll be some fresh recruits to replace them, and take their place. 1,549 to 68. Well, that was certainly back and forth. We were engaging basically 2-to-1 for a very long time, and now we're bringing in that defending crew more closely to our number. Only 30 surviving Marines from the over 100 that we sent in. We've now flipped it on its head, 19 to 20. Holy crap. The Earl King is ours. All right, let's promote the best member to captain. Toby Brax, get over here as fast as possible, please. Tiger's Claw will do the same. All right, let's get these ships over here as fast as possible. Are you on the move, sir? All right, Earl King is moving. And if we were to look at the crew that survived, we've got some veteran Marines. Vanna Hang is the ranking NCOIC. A lot of Marines moved into veteran, 16 veterans, 3 recruits. So these are the few and the proud. And Vanna Hang is the NCOIC for now. And jumping into the next sector, clear on the Ithaca, looking out our right window is that Earl King. I'll be interested to hop aboard and see what kind of systems it has, maybe get it back to Argon Prime and see what makes it tick. Attention on deck. All right. Yeah, not a whole lot of crew on this beast, but looking out front, nice. I know you are a Marine, sir, but thank you for taking up the helm, Mr. Brax. Yeah, 2-star pilot and a 2.5-star boarder, so you actually might be the NCOIC here. If you don't mind, we'll go ahead and make you a Marine here on the Earl King. I will take over. Let's take a look at the information about the ship, see what we've got here. So 500,000 on the hull, 129,400 on the shield. As far as the crew goes, only our 20 Marines are here. We could probably transfer with the Tiger's Claw if we do need some repairs. And looking at this, we do need some repair. And of course, we'll need some service crew for this thing for the bolt and pulse turrets. Outstanding. Hello, welcome to the Earl King, everyone. Let's try to fix up what we can here, and then we will, of course, look at our dockyard and see, or at least the Argon Prime dockyard, and we'll see if we can repair anything up. All right, first up is a medium shield generator. Not too awful damage. I don't actually think we did too much damage to this thing. It was just the Tiger's Claw shooting that little bit. But flying around this thing, you can see the scale and the scope of everything on here. I'll definitely want to sell all the extras that we don't need at the Argon shipyard for sure. Try to make a little bit more money there. Ooh, I like how the shield generator's sort of tucked away, like really hard to hit, unless you are dead on. So we will take that. Yeah, just a smattering of medium shield generators damage. I don't know if the turrets are damaged. Alright, so the XL travel engine. Oh crap, yeah, that's going to take a bit. Alright, that is travel engine done. Next up, the other XL travel engine, but only 6%, not too awful bad. Bolt turret was just a little bit damaged, no worse for the wear. And the pulse turret as well, easy pickings. All right, that should be everything sorted. What we will do is we will go ahead and promote the best team member to captain so that we can make our way back to Argon Prime. And just for shiggles, see what happens. Oh, Toby is actually the best pilot, Mr. Marine. Awesome, well, thank you, sir. Let's get half of our service crew back on the Tiger's Claw before we roll out. And just, remove all orders, and just for the look-see, the shipyard, upgrade, repair. So we've got travel, do all around. It will improve our speed and lower our travel speed by 75. It'll increase our boost speed up a bit. It'll increase our travel speed up by 10. Yeah, and we can make 65,000 credits for that. Awesome. I would like to put another argon shield on this thing, if you please. As far as thrusters go, do we want to splurge and put 2 million into the thrusters? I definitely don't want to do 13 million into the level 3 thrusters. But yeah, let's do some Mark IIs. For shields, 1 Argon Mark 1. For weapons, all right, so our big gun is empty. Oh, and look at all of this. We don't have the large turret, but we can start fitting shields. And I do like that idea to sort of shield this thing up if possible. All right, we can put on some more turrets as well. So let's go 3 bolts plus 1 shield. 3 pulse. Or do we want to go flak? Yeah, I think with these other ones, oh, we can't do flak here. So those must be Earl King specific. So instead of the bolt, we'll swap that to 3 flak, sure? And then we will shield these up. And looks like 3 more weapon, or 5 turrets on that side. Holy crap. Good docking computer,
Hello.
good sensors. We'll keep the cargo, defense, and repair drones on board. Sell all of our laser towers, though. The Tiger's Claw will have more than enough for us. So even after all of that, thanks to our 180 mines, we actually make 28,000 credits improving that stuff. Go ahead and confirm that order. And we will be on the way, and I've assigned the Tiger's Claw and the Destroyers to join the Earl King group as well. So they will be making their way towards Argon Prime, and we can get this thing fitted up with at least more shields and see if Bozo has any ideas on those turrets. Going into Travel Drive, you can see there on the side where some big turrets would go, but it's nice to be escorted out of here by our destroyers, and it is a massive loss of life for those Marines. We might dedicate this ship to the NCOIC that started that boarding operation, because Earl King doesn't have any real connection to me, and I think it would only be fitting for the lives lost. In order for us to acquire this ship, it would only be decent. And speaking of Bozo, oh, Dagobus!
I am glad that you got back before I left. I would have hated to part ways without saying goodbye properly. And
Hey, me too,
of
buddy.
course, to thank you. Turning
You're welcome.
down the twins' offer must not have been easy. It was certainly a lucrative deal.
Oh, I
Truly,
found other ones.
I cannot say how I would have acted in your situation, which makes me appreciate your decision all the more. Thank you for everything you have done for the people of Avarice, and for me personally. Now it is time for me to return home and to seek my fortune among the abandoned wreckage once more.
Well, you know that one ship,
But now, of course, with a bit of added perspective, amassing wealth to the detriment of all else might not be quite as admirable as I once thought. Take care, and may many profits await you in the times to come.
You too, Dagobus, for sure. And you'll be heading out then? Well, see ya, Dagobus. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I was actually coming here to talk to Bozo.
Hello there.
Hello, Bozo. I couldn't help but notice that there is some research left on the table about our
I believe
casino.
We can improve on the entertainment facilities we have already constructed.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start that research. Oh, I see. Investigate Argon, investigate Paranid, investigate Split, investigate Talati, investigate Terran habitation modules. So I wonder if we just scan those. Okay, we'll set that to active, why not? Yeah, so it is pretty fast. The Ithaca is still, I think, the fastest destroyer in our fleet. Then the Phoenix, oh, well, the King's keeping up with the Phoenix Vanguard. Bringing up the back is the Lily, and in the middle, nuzzled in between is the Tiger's Claw. The Earl King is back home, sweet home. Oh, nice. So an extra engine on the bottom. It kind of looked like they were sort of all together, but now I see that the bottom engine down there is pretty far forward. Well, from a center of mass perspective, that's actually pretty smart. Although I will say about the Earl King, I like the visibility out of the front and that nose sticking out there like that. It gives you a sense of scale on how big this thing actually is. And I'll be happy to get some shield generators on this thing, even though they're really not going to be protecting any turrets. They hopefully will be in the future. Now, looking at the encyclopedia entry for the Earl King, you can see how short we really are, with the ability to have 17 medium turrets, 5 large turrets, and 1 weapon. And we're only rocking 2 medium turrets, so we are cheating ourselves for sure. 1 medium dock, as we can see, and 2 small docks. We can hold 6 ships total with 50,000 container space. And yeah, I'm interested to see exactly what we can learn about this ship going forward. And just looking at a high preset Earl King versus a high preset Tokyo, you can see we have twice the hull, but only 1/4 of the shields. Really maneuverable. I mean, we can do circles around our carrier and hold twice as much as our carrier capacity and 100 more crew. So this might actually be my marine boarding craft, and we will keep the Tiger's Claw as a turret monster until we can get some turrets on this thing. Then this will become the turret monster, the de facto leader of the fleet, I believe, and we would just use the carrier if we wanted to bring a lot of ships to bear quickly. And while the Earl King is going ahead and getting outfitted up there in the large, or the XL Fab Bay, I'm here at the shipyard looking for myself. What kind of price would an XL Fab Bay run me? Because if the Earl King does get a little damage, it's going to suck to pay a big price to get 500,000 hull back. So just for the sheer fact of repairing the Earl King, if things go bad, I would like some build modules, please. So we can afford the maintenance bay. That would just get it repaired. If we wanted to maybe modify it in the future, we may need the Fab Bay. I don't think the maintenance bay is good enough, so we need 247 million for that blueprint. We're at 104 right now. With a steady stream, it shouldn't take too long, but I don't think it will be next week by the time we get that amount of money. So in the meantime, we can ask Bozo. Yeah, we'll get on the Earl King's bridge. We can ask Bozo what he wants to do about that casino module. And then by that time, perhaps, we'll have enough to fit this monstrosity on our shipyard. All right, 5 seconds until upgrades are done and everything out of our turrets and whatnot are sold. Let's go ahead and pull out of dry dock here. Indeed, we will park up next to Sokka's sweet shipyard and possibly transfer half of these crew over to the Tiger's Claw, but certainly in the meantime, I need to maybe dock these ships up and get some basic recruits for now. Definitely a few Marines. We're not going to be boarding anything monstrous like a carrier, but enough to take some scale plate ships to sort of aid our finances in the meantime. And I think next week, we'll see if we can help Bozo learn a little bit more about that casino module and see if anything happens from that. So, a successful day. A lot of lives were lost to grab this ship. Hopefully it is worth it in the end. Hopefully we can get the most out of this ship and get the most potential out of it. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.